This is my presentation from TeachMeet at the Scottish Learning Festival, and I was talking about mobile gaming. I started by saying that about 20 years ago, just before my first child was born, I started making a prediction. I said that before my children left school, I expected them to be carrying with them a computer in their bag or their pocket in much the same way that I used to carry a pocket calculator to school. Has to be said though, I was beginning to get a bit worried about this prediction because, like many of my other predictions, it just didn't seem to be happening. For instance, by the year 2000 I fully expected to have a jetpack. Why don't I have a jetpack? I mean, I ought to have a jetpack. Everybody said I would have a jetpack by the year 2000. Part of the problem is I think I was expecting a computer that looked like this, an ultramobile or some sort of handheld device. And so I was getting worried when it wasn't happening. But about 2 years ago I realised that the problem was it wasn't looking like this. It was going to look like this. They were already carrying it. And what they're carrying is in fact stunningly powerful. I mean, I wouldn't like to try and plan a moon landing with them, but it just seems daft that what we do in schools is we say, no, don't bring it. Don't even take it out your bag. In fact, preferably don't bring it in your bag in the first place. It's a shame we can't be more creative with these tools that the pupils are bringing with them. However, as David Warlick said, our schools are leaking and our children are using these tools anyway. However, sometimes it's officially sanctioned. I heard Kate Farrell talking, for instance, about some of the fantastic things that was happening in her school with the use of mobile phones and mobile technology. So ideas connected with handheld learning started to connect in my head with some of the stuff I'd heard Derek Robertson, for instance, talking about with his work at the Consolarium. And I started wondering, could we use mobile phones to play games? And would these games be useful in school? So the first thing I did was start to look for educational games for mobile phones. As we said, I was slightly disappointed. There were a fairly small selection and they were mostly at the kind of flashcard or drill and practice simple arithmetic type games. However, the whole point of the stuff that Derek Robertson's doing is it's just to use ordinary games and subvert them for educational uses. So here, for example, are just some puzzle games that might be of use in education: Scrabble type games, Sudoku, Tetris, just basic puzzle problem solving games. There are other ones. This is Brain School, very much in the mould of the sort of brain training programme that Derek Robertson talks about on the DS, a mixture of simple arithmetic and more kind of IQ puzzle based games. I've got a bit of video of me playing it. You can download a demo version for free. This then is called shape arithmetic, and the basic idea, it's like a kind of IQ type thing. You get two shapes, you either add the one shape or subtract one shape from another, and you've got to say which of the 9 possibilities matches the result of the arithmetic, the sum that you're doing, the shape sum. And I'll stop the video there rather than embarrass myself by showing you how badly I did on the first level here. This is a free demo, by the way. You can get the first couple of levels downloaded for nothing. There's also this company I came across, Tilda Tech. They do kind of word puzzle type games. You download a dictionary from them, and I guess you could probably put your own dictionary of words in there. It was when I started looking for adventure games though on the mobiles that I really got excited. I heard Ewan talking earlier today, for instance, about all the fantastic stuff that Tim Ryland is doing with Myst. But even before we get to Myst, there'll be gamers of a certain age, like myself, who might just get a bit excited about the fact that the Scott Adams adventure games, all the text-based adventure games, are in fact available for free for download and for use on your mobile phone. And in fact, you can even get the Colossal Cave Adventure, the original text adventure game, for free that works on your mobile phone. Absolutely brilliant. But Myst is just a fantastic bit of software. Please check out Tim Ryland's work. Just Google him and Google Tim Ryland's Myst, you'll find them. But Myst is there as its follow-up, Riven, and they can be downloaded for about $15, I think, the two of them together. Less if you only want one of them. And it works like Myst. It sounds like Myst. Here's a short video of me playing it on my mobile. So it looks like Myst, it sounds like Myst, and it works very well in a touchscreen environment. There's also Guitar Humiliation. Oh, sorry, that's just when I play it. It's not Guitar Humiliation, of course, it's Guitar Hero. And again, available on mobile. Not quite as fun as playing with a plastic guitar, but you've got all the kind of career path stuff and the building up to bigger concert venues and so on, that you could still build some interesting stuff about it. Again, there's a free demo where you can get the first song, or you can pay money and get more songs and more things to play with. Last thing I want to talk about just very quickly is a couple of GPS enabled games. This is a company, Locomatrix, looking up on Google, and they have a number of games. Here's an example one, Fruit Farmer. Basic idea of Fruit Farmer is you run about in a field and the GPS coordinates tell the handset where you are, and you're basically chasing virtual fruit while trying to avoid virtual wasps and potentially avoid some of the other players. Up to 8 players can be running about in the same field at the same time. I'm not sure what health and safety would make of that, to be honest. Actually, I like their slogan. It's jumpers for goalposts for the Wii generation. The idea that you're taking the virtual world back into the real world, I think is quite interesting. And there's also this company here, Emscape, and they do a variety of different types of games, and with both these companies you can make up your own games. So for instance, the sample one they've got is Stamp the Mole. With Stamp the Mole you set 3 GPS points for 3 different mole holes, and basically the software says there's a mole at hole 1 and you run to hole 1, then there's one at some other random location and you run to it. They've also got treasure hunt games. The example one that's up there is a treasure hunt along the embankment in London. And again, you can make up your own treasure hunts for your own area, your school for instance. Why not introduce the secondary school to the primary 7s? And the last one, Always Something Somewhere Else, is again just slightly more bizarre. You might be given the instructions to go and find a tree, and when you arrive at the tree you'll be shown the location of some other tree and somebody talking about it or something like that. It's a kind of bizarre interactive fiction thing. Very quick romp through some of the games that I've found and some of the things I think might be interesting to education. You tell me what you found and what you find interesting.